Hey, thanks for tuning in with us here at CatskillsRadio.com. As I've told you, we sometimes get some really illustrious guests that are swinging through our little town of Barryville. It's amazing here in this little hamlet of Barryville along the 97 Scenic Byway. We get some pretty fun guests, but here today in the studio again we have a very illustrious guest stopping by to spend some of his time with us. We've got Mr. Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I'm here in person. In person.
He's right here. He's right here in the studio with us. Bill, how you doing today, Bill?
Well, I'm doing good. My agent had set up this interview. I mean, I could hardly find this, little town, but I did. And then, as luck would have it, I was passing by this gas station next door, DNR,
yes.
and I ran over some tax. Yeah,
Don and Ron.
Don and Ron. But they're fixing my Lamborghini. Very nice folks.
Very nice folks. You may be in town for a few days though, waiting for the
Well, actually, that's true. He said, it's an expensive car and he has to fix it right. So, it might take. He's going to put the time in to fix it right.
Oh, he's
may take a week or so.
Yeah, mail order the parts, I think.
Well, it is a Lamborghini.
Right, exactly. You're a high end driver.
But he told me, because I was strolling through the town and I didn't see any young girls or anybody. They said I could go through to the high school maybe or Peck Supermarket. The checkers
Well, we try to hide our young girls here in Barryville. We don't let them out on the streets.
It looks like it. And then I saw this other girl walking down the street over here, and I waved at her, and she waved back. I said, "Hey, what's your name?" And she said, "My name is Jody, but you're too old for me."
Yeah, she does. She likes young boys.
Oh, okay.
So now, I guess you came here because nobody else will have you, probably, right?
Well,
you're not getting a lot of airtime these days, I guess.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I used to say, all I had to do was say, Rudy, Claire.
Zibbity bubbity boo.
Yeah. Theo,
Hey.
This is really serious.
It's iconic, the hey.
Yes, it all was. I was iconic, and what really pisses me off are those son of a bitches over at Jell-O. I mean, I sold billions of dollars worth of Jell-O. That shit made from, who knows, horses' hooves or cows' hooves.
Wow.
And sugar and artificial red dye number 2.
The red dye.
Yeah, that red dye gets
red dye,
you.
4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. I mean, I smiled like, I was the big daddy and the kids loved me.
You ate it, though. Come on. You had to ingest some of that.
Well, I had to eat that stuff, too, because I sold billions, and what do? They drop me like a hot tub of melted Jell-O.
Well, yeah, because you couldn't keep your pudding pop in your pants.
Well, that's my private life, and neither could Bill Clinton, and look where he is.
He's still married to Hillary.
Yeah, and he's out there, and everybody loves him, and last year he made $25 million. $25 million in speeches, and nobody says, "Hey, where's your cappuccino machine or your cigar?"
Do you have some cappuccino?
Oh, by the way, I brought my cappuccino machine. Would you like some?
Yeah, I could use a little pick me up. Is that what? Is it a pick me upper?
Yeah, well,
or put me downer.
No, it's it's whatever you want. In other words, if you look that way, I reach in my pocket, and, I can make it whatever you want.
I do love that cappuccino. So now you're coming here in Barryville. You're checking out our little town, looking for the girls.
Well, I'm just doing the interview.
You're doing our interview because nobody else will interview you anymore.
Well, in a way, I'm glad to be off the media. I'm glad some of the news events that have happened.
They're focusing on other people.
They're focusing on these shooters and
terrorists. The Don seems to be quite popular.
The Don is putting his foot in his mouth too, and who knows what else in his mouth.
Has he put a foot in your mouth is the question. We're not sure. You and the Don, you probably have a lot in common, I would think, right?
Well, we're both rich.
Yeah, exactly. Both drive fancy cars.
Right, and I don't do this for the money, you know.
Oh, you never did.
And now, you know, I have to get out of the house. Camille is she's a little mad at me, and that's why I kind of...
A little.
Well, I took this little gig here in Barryville, you know. And
she probably said, good riddance.
Well, she's just a little angry, you know, but she'll get over it. She has in the past.
So, well, she's been with you for a while.
Yeah.
She's stuck with you.
It's all because of that bitch, that bimbo Gloria Allred, you know.
Oh, she started
this whole... She's representing, you know, some of these bimbos that say I did something. It was consensual.
Bimbos. So now they're bimbos.
In the day, in the 70s, it was, look, we were all high in the 70s. You know, we didn't even know what one pill was. We just, you know, we go to a party and there was, let's say, a big silver bowl, you know, with everything under the sun. People were doing whatever we were doing. I remember at the Playboy Mansion.
Really?
Yeah, they had all these pills.
Just in a big bowl.
And I'm the cause.
You're the cause.
I never
the
had any
cause
trouble.
Or the cause?
Well, actually, that's very funny, but I'm the comedian. You know, I mean, it was always where I never had trouble getting women.
You are the stand-up. You are the guy, the stand-up man. That's how you started it all, right? Stand-up?
I would stand up.
It
would stand up.
Always. Even when they wouldn't.
That's the truth.
And you're calling these women bimbos. I'm finding this hard to believe. I mean, some of the women that are accusing you of these things are... I don't consider them bimbos. I mean, Janice Dickinson? Janice Dickinson.
Oh, Janice, are you kidding? She's a psychotic. Did you ever hear her rant?
Psychotic?
Yes, she's a psychotic. And I mean, every woman I had sex with, it was consensual.
Oh.
I consented?
They signed a waiver.
Well, it was an implied waiver.
An implied waiver.
In those days, you know.
They were waving as they were falling down.
Well, everybody was taking this.
Help me.
Well, no, I think they had a pretty good time.
You think they had a pretty good time. Did you ever check in with any of them afterwards?
Well, I hear it's 30 years later, and
doesn't sound like they had a good time. They're not remembering it being
who
fun.
knows what they remember, because what they took. See, sometimes people, they have these false memories. They took LSD. You take LSD, you don't know what was real.
You fed it to them, didn't you?
Well, they were just sharing it was party time. Everybody was partying.
Party time. Okay. Bill and the party time. This is what we're finding out. It was Bill's party time. The 70s were Bill's party time. So I don't know. What else can we talk about with you? You started some careers of some of these women, though, or some of the other people that have worked with you.
Right. I mean, look,
Lisa?
I put her career down. I started her career and I killed her career. And that's the thing, Lisa Bonet. Yeah, well, she dissed me when she married Lenny Kravitz. But even her...
What, you got something against Lenny?
Well, I don't know. It's just that I thought he'd be bad for her, and he was.
Why?
They got divorced.
He's Jewish. You didn't like that.
That wasn't.
You have an issue.
He's black and Jewish. You know.
What do they call that?
Well,
blackish.
Well, it's a black who can buy wholesale. But Lisa didn't even. Lisa, I have to give her credit. If I could help her career now, I would, because she didn't come out and say all those nasty things about me.
She still call you daddy?
Well, she doesn't call me at all.
How soon they
forget.
How soon you forget that you were the father?
Well,
you were the father figure.
I was Dr. Huxtable. I mean, people were supposed to take their clothes off in my presence.
Yeah, you were supposed to give them a gown.
Well, I gave them all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's what they call it now. So yeah, you're supposed to, as a doctor, you're supposed to offer them private changing room.
Well, I was
and
not
a
only
gown.
and I had an honorary doctor's degree, EDU.
You still have it. Don't they didn't take your?
They didn't take that away, but
Yeah,
they're
they
trying
want
to.
to.
They're trying to take everything
Well,
away from me. I mean, did
on.
they take the Peace Prize away from Barack Obama, even though he's fighting 3 wars?
Wow.
How come they're picking on me just for a
twisting it
little
up here.
pudding play?
They're picking on you for a little pudding popping. I think it's more than a little pudding popping. I think that pudding pop came out on several occasions
Well,
at this point.
nobody-
We saw the cover of Rolling Stone. I mean, it was
Yes.
it was the whole cover of Rolling Stone had at least almost 40 women on it. I
and
think,
they were
right?
full photoshopped.
And white girls. You like the white girls.
Well, why
You got a
should
thing for the white girls.
Well, I do like the white girls, but they're the mayor of New York likes the black girls. So what's the problem?
There is no problem. There's no. We
And
have
my
no,
wife
no
is
problem with the black or the white.
And my wife Camille, if she ever lets me back, I hope. Anyway, she's
She's
black.
Jewish?
No, she's
Oh, I
black.
thought she was Jewish. She's black. Okay, well, you stuck with one for the long term, I guess. Let's see if she sticks with you now. So yeah, Lisa Bonet, you helped start her career.
I helped Lisa Bonet's career. I did everything for that girl. She was before that she didn't do anything. I made her into a superstar, and then I spun off a series, and then she takes up with that black Jew Lenny Kravitz.
The black Jew.
And
You got a problem with the Lenny?
no, it's just that I thought, he'd ruin her career because I spun off the series, and then she quits on me.
And you thought she could have done better. As a
Well,
father figure, you were just trying to
She
watch out
dissed
for her.
me, so I thought I'd just
She's
trash
one of the
her
only.
career.
She hasn't come out against you though through all this, has
No,
she?
thank God. See, now I have to give her credit for that because I blackballed her in the whole
Right.
industry. Nobody would hire her because I was the cause. I was the everybody listened to
You
the cause.
You controlled it.
I controlled it. I controlled.
She's
the
still
whole-
calling you daddy?
Oh, she doesn't call me at all. She doesn't return my calls either. I was calling to see if we could now try to do something together. Now,
Are you trying to get something going with her?
Well, both our careers are in the toilet, and I thought, and she still looks good.
I don't think her toilet's looking quite the way yours does. So
Well, I don't know. I have a gold-plated toilet.
yeah, I'm sure. You got what do they got? The bidet, Lisa Bidet.
Well, very good, Catherine. But you have to.
I know you're the comedian.
You have
I
to
know.
remember that.
You're the comedian. You're
Not
the
that I'm
comedian.
controlling, but
You're the comedian. I get it.
I get the good punchlines.
Yeah. Hey. So now, you've wandered into our little town here, Barryville, down here, Bill. And we're trying to figure out how you ended up in our little town, and we're trying to figure out how long you're staying.
Well, I wound up because
Trying to find out when we can let the girls back out.
well, there's really no problem. I came to the town, to do the interview, and since Camille is so mad at me, I had to get away for a while. But I was wandering around the town here, and I was actually stopped by this cop, and of all things in this
checking
a
your
black
seatbelt?
cop in the white town here.
The white town. Is that what you consider this? A white
And he
town?
recognized me. He says, "You're the cause." And I said,
Barryville, known as the White Town.
yes.
He was checking your seatbelt. Did you have your seatbelt on?
I had my seatbelt, and we got to talking.
He's a seatbelt enforcer.
Yeah, his name is Mark.
Mark Anthony, yeah.
Yeah,
We
but
all know him.
I told him he didn't look
Everybody
like
in town knows him.
Yeah, I told him he didn't look like the Shakespeare Mark Anthony, but that's okay.
He didn't look like the sheriff.
Yeah, well, he told me he knew some places, where the gals hang out.
Oh, he does. He knows.
He said
knows where to
after he
go.
gets through with his shift, and then he checks on his firewood business and his other little business. He sounds like a real entrepreneur. His business interest. He said, "We're going out. We're going to party.
He might
We're
be
gonna
buying the
party."
town. Yeah,
He said,
he'll take you out for some good times.
really? Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's what I was.
Stick with him. Stick with him.
Bored.
You and him belong together.
I've been bored here. It's like.
Oh, you trying to say our town's boring?
No, but I'm used to the bright lights, the big city,
Well, yeah, you're used to
fast women.
bright lights, fast. They're fastly falling onto your couch. Those kind of fast women.
Well,
How fast were they, Bill? They couldn't even move.
I'm taking the fifth on that because nobody
I would
ever
take the
proved
fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth if I were you.
Nobody ever proved anything. I'm innocent. I'm innocent.
Innocent
Hear that,
until proven guilty.
Gloria, you're going to spend all this time and
So
money.
you've
You're
done,
not going to get
you've
a
done
dime.
none of that petting that you were talking about. You never got involved in the petting. Okay. So you just had a couple of indiscretions. No big deal.
Everybody has a few indiscretions.
You won't admit that you've done anything wrong.
It was the 70s.
You haven't apologized to anybody yet.
But there's no reason to. Everybody was consenting. There were just piles of pills. Everybody had piles of pills. I didn't put them there. I was at Hugh Hefner's.
You were just spreading a little joy.
Well, Hugh Hefner had all the women around in the pool. They all loved me, And now
they all loved you. They were throwing themselves at you.
How did I know this one girl says she was 15 at the time,
Well, because she threw herself at you.
It's Hugh Hefner's
As she
fault.
passed out on your couch, she was throwing herself at you.
Well, they were all throwing themselves at me. What do you do? Tell me, if you were me and all these beautiful women were throwing themselves at you, would you turn away if Brad Pitt came over right now to your place and
threw
said,
himself.
Catherine, and threw himself on you
and dropped 7 Quaaludes in my coffee?
Yeah, what would you do?
I would probably throw myself at him.
See, you understand. Thank you. You understand what I'm saying.
So you were just doing the doctor. You were just prescribing medication as a doctor does.
But that's what America wanted.
America loves
they
pills.
wanted Cliff Huxtable.
America loves the pills.
Well,
man.
do you see the? Here's the truth.
Big farm, man. It rules the world.
You hear the ads on the TV. These, they say, take this pill, because you can't breathe, or for arthritis, or this. And at the end, and in the commercial, for the next minute they say this is going to happen. It could cause death, could suicidal tendencies.
Your penis could fall off.
All
Your
sorts.
pudding pop could fall off.
Anything can happen. But the pills I gave weren't like that.
No, yours were the good pills.
Yeah, they didn't do. You just felt good for a little while.
Until you passed out.
It didn't say fatal events were going to happen.
And Bill stuck his pudding pop in you. You felt great.
But everybody was doing it. You weren't American
it was
if you
the 70s,
weren't.
Exactly. It was the
70s.
You had to be.
Even Bill Clinton said, he may have said, I didn't make love with that woman, but he did say, hey, he popped some pills and smoked some grass.
And,
we were all doing it.
He had his pudding pop too, right?
He still does.
Yeah, he's got that vanilla pudding pop.
What do you think happens if Hillary gets elected? The White House is going to be like Camelot again.
Camelot?
It'll be like when Kennedy was in, It was the no-tell motel.
Wow. You still got some, Bill. I do. So now you're stuck here in Barryville. Where are you staying?
Until my car gets fixed.
You staying here at the Stick It In?
Well, I didn't want to stay there at the Stick It In because, the name...
Scare you a little.
Bad publicity. bad PR. And it seems to be...
probably not a good idea for you.
It seems to be sort of male-dominated there. No women there at the Stick It In.
They stick the pudding pop in.
They probably do.
And it's what you're afraid of.
Well, it seemed
You're
like
not
very
ready
nice...
for the pudding pop to be stuck in you.
Not at this time. And they seem like very nice people, but they have their crowd that they cater to.
They do. They Stick It In. It's a cute place right here in Barryville, so you might want to check it out. Even though Bill's a little nervous, you shouldn't be. So anyway, Bill, we do want to thank you for taking some time to stop in here and visit with us today.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and I always wanted to ride through a little town, in the Catskills.
A little white town.
Yeah, well, the history, the Catskills used to be...
because you like the white girl, so this might be your kind of town.
This used to be what they called the Borscht Belt, all the Jewish comedians, who came up in the 40s and in the 50s.
It was the heyday back then. You never did a jaunt here in your illustrious career?
Well, I never did by the time, I started, it was kind of becoming on the way out. Like there used to be a train across the way, I heard in Shahola, it used to stop here, but it stopped in the 60s when I started. Now
it's just a freight train.
Yeah, now it's just a freight train
Brings,
through town.
chock full of nuts.
Yeah. Oh, that's good coffee. Chock full of nuts. Would you like some? I have some in my car.
You're really trying to push the coffee.
Well, I just thought, you and I could maybe have a cup of coffee together.
Afterwards, we'll have a cup of coffee? No. Afterwards, I'm
not
locking the door behind you.
Oh, okay, if you feel that way. But, I'm harmless now.
Yeah, and now.
It doesn't work anymore, to tell you the truth.
Oh, is that what's happened?
Yeah, the blue pills
Your lazy
don't work
eye,
anymore.
Your lazy eye can't quite get it in view.
It's kind of a turnoff, but I do have a patch. I have a cool pirate's patch.
The pop out eye.
Yeah, I come and I say, hello, hey everybody.
Hey.
I'm the pirate, I'm coming after you. We're going to play Doctor and the Pirate.
Oh, so you're trying to get back into children's entertainment.
No, I'm just trying to get back, period. Any way I can.
Any way that you can. Well, maybe starting here at Catskills Radio will get you some recognition and get you back in the limelight again. Start earning you some money to pay for that Lamborghini.
Well, I have all the money in the world.
I think Camille's holding a big chunk of it, no?
Well,
and you're on your way outs there.
No. She'll forgive me. And anyway, I have good lawyers no matter what.
Yeah.
Always had good lawyers.
Who's your lawyer? Mushmouth? Is that your lawyer, Mushmouth?
Well, actually, I think he was the guy. Yes, it was him. He was the guy who said that they seal the records, but then didn't follow it through. Schmuck.
They didn't seal them tight enough.
They didn't seal them tight enough.
They didn't lick the envelope.
Might cost me a few bucks, but I got the
just
bucks.
A few. Hey, you made $1 per pudding pop, I'm sure.
Could be.
So anyway, Bill, we wish you. I don't know what we wish you. I was going to say. Health and happiness, but we just wish you get what you deserve at this point, Bill.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get what I deserve. I'm a good guy.
Your good guys always finish last, just so you know.
This one's going to finish first and still be rich.
Well, I hope you can manage to talk your way out of this one. And I don't think it's going to be that easy. You've got a magazine full of women basically saying you did something wrong. You haven't apologized. You haven't admitted that you've done anything wrong. You refused. You and Don have a lot in common. Maybe you guys should run for president together.
Well,
you and the Don.
I don't think so, but
you're never wrong. He's never wrong.
Well, nobody's proven anything, and the bottom line is,
how do you feel about Rosie?
Well, I think she's fine. I wouldn't date her, but
would you have done her? Would you have quaalude her too?
I don't think so.
You wouldn't have slid her a roofie?
No, wouldn't do anything. No, the Donald wants to say what he wants to say, but Rosie.
No roofie to the Rosie.
No
roofies to the Rosie. No. Well, all right, Bill. Listen, I'm gonna let you go. I'm sure you got to get over there and see what's going on with your Lamborghini. You might have to have a discussion with Don or Ron.
Could be, and I think I'll just get a sandwich over at the River Market.
Stop by, just don't steal their peanut butter chews.
No, no.
Hands off the peanut butter chews.
No. Hey.
You don't want to have Mark Anthony stopping you for any indiscretions here in Barryville?
No, he's meeting me there anyway later.
Just be sure you're wearing your seatbelt.
I am. Well, thank you for the interview.
Yes, I'm going to lock the door behind you now as you leave.
Okay.
And pray for my safety.
I don't know. Remember... where are they now? Claire, Rudy, Theo.
The doctor's back in town. All right, so there you have it. Dr. Bill still claiming his innocence and still trying to write prescription medication. Thanks for tuning in with us here at CatskillsRadio.com. You've gotten a chance to hear Bill defend his honor. And maybe we'll get another chance to get him back here one of these days. He's probably going to be in town for at least another week waiting on his car. So, all right. Thanks for tuning in, CatskillsRadio.com. Have a great day.